Hey, hello teachers. This is the instructional guide for primary 5, term 1, term 2, week 5. This week we're going to start on ratio. Okay, so there are 2 booklets on ratio and 1 booklet on, I think it's heuristics, but I'll talk about that later. So the focus is on the first 2 books. First book is on using ratio to compare quantities of the same units. I think this is relatively new, right, to some students. But do take note that in many ways, right, you might want to PM them that ratio is very much related to fractions as well. Okay, so let's start off this first booklet. You'll see 5 cups of orange juice and 3 cups of lemon juice. So the ratio of orange juice to lemon juice is 5:3. And they need to take note of the way that the language is phrased, right? So if it says here orange juice to lemon juice, right? Ratio of orange juice, lemon juice, right? So hence you have to put 5 first because 5 cups of orange juice and 2 cups of lemon juice. Okay, but if if we say it in a different way, right? Ratio of lemon juice to orange juice, right? Then it'd be 3:5. Right? Now for ratios, most of the time they would also want you to know the total, right? And difference as well. So for this, right, the total number of cups will be 8, right? And sometimes they may need to find the difference, which should be 2 units, right? So 8 units would be the total. So if let's say the question is, what about the ratio of number of cups to the number ratio of number of cups of lemon juice to total number of cups? Then it'd be 3, right, is to 8, right? So tell them that. So I think this one is the same thing as well. Right, so here is basically getting them to think of it as units, right? Ratio of number of apples to number of pears would be 2 units, right? Is to 3, right? Rather than counting the apples. If they want to count, that's fine as well, right? There'll be 8:12. And then later on, they will learn that you can actually simplify, right? And get 2:3. But for now, think in terms of groupings, right? Because there are equal number of apples and pears, right, on each plate, so we can treat it as units, right? So 2:3, or the other way around, right? Pairs to pairs is 3:2. Okay, then do the guided practice. I think this should be quite relatively easy. Just take note of them to read the question carefully, right? Total numbers. Okay, and then the order of it, right? Capsicums, then the total number of fruits, right? As long as you take note of the order, I think that's fine. Okay, let's skip. After they've done the guided practice, they can try something like this. Okay, here the height of the tree can be measured in terms of units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 7 units, right? Write it down here. This would be 5 units, and this would be 3 units, right? And that should be easy for them to do. Okay. I think let's try to see whether they can do this. Right? There should be no problem myself, right? Because there's some hints here. So get them try it. And let's see, any more questions here? Then we do the bar model type. Okay, so this will be helpful in future when they need to draw bar models to solve ratio word problems. Right, so A:B, 5 units is to 8 units. Right, so they write it like that. Okay, or they write it B to A or A to the total. Right, A is the total. Okay, so show them how to do 10A, 10B, get them to do on their own. Right, if they're fine, then we can just move along and move on to the last question, 14, right? So here they got to read carefully. So it's about reading carefully. And once they've done it, right, that's fine. Okay, so that's book 1. For book 2. Okay, for book 2, let's see. All right, so this is using ratio to compare quantities of different units. Here you can see the pole is 1 meter, and you convert into cm, that would be 100 cm. The pole B is 37 cm, so ratio of A:B is 100:37. And the other round is true as well. So this is where now we introduce them. What if they want to compare the ratio of difference, right, to the of the 2 poles to the length of pole A? Then they need to find the difference. So 100 minus 37 would be 63. So 63:100. Get them to do the guided practice. right? I think this one don't really need to demonstrate. Just make sure that you check them question by question, make sure that they get it, right? So take note. I think that the question analysis is always what are they supposed to present the ratio as, right? Ratio of capacity of tank B to tank B, tank B to tank A. So this is actually quite straightforward. So they cannot just write 17:25, right? For this kind of question, they have to write, right? Ratio of tank B to the capacity of tank A is 17:25. So if they don't have the sentence and just put 17:25, do not accept the answer, right? At least for this word problem. Okay, some of these they may need to find the total first, right? Because it involves ratio of t-shirt, cost of t-shirt to the total cost. Okay, so yeah. And then take them through, I think this is actually quite easy, but so just a quick check to make sure that they know how to do this, right? So no need to demonstrate, get them to do on their own, right? So again, keyword here, mass of prior and n to the total mass. So they need to add these two up first, right? And then papaya versus the total, right? 31 is to 53. Okay, get them to do 6. I think they should be able to do this, right? If not, give them a clue, right? They have to find the difference because here's got the difference. Okay, and then question 10, right? Area should be no problem. Okay, get them to do. No, don't. I think these are quite easy. Don't really need to demonstrate. Rather focus to help those students who might struggle. Okay. What about this here? So this need requires a bit more step. I want to show them. Area of square m is 81 cm square, and the area of square n is 49 cm square. But they are finding the ratio of the length, right? Not the area. So what they need to do is what is the length of square 81 cm square? Right, so yeah, 9 times 9, length times length, 9, so 9 cm for square m, and then 7 cm for square n, right? 7 times 7. Okay, so this requires some application knowledge of area, right? Okay, let's see what else. 18, see what they can do on their own, right? Here they need to again find out the breadth, right? By using division, they know the area, okay, they know the length. So they need to find the breadth, okay, before they can express the answer, right? And then this one, I think they should know how to do this, okay? So find the ratio of the area of square A. So what that means is they need to find the area first. And I think we are done for this one. Okay, for the last booklet, there's a special instruction here, right? What I would like you all to do is this. Okay, this will not be assigned as homework, right? Because it is heuristic for area. Rather, I would like you to start with the guided practice. The idea here is using the approach is not trying to simplify the problem by looking at it from different perspectives or reorganizing the shapes. All right, so that it's easier to see. All right, so take them through all the questions one by one. If you cannot finish, obviously you can't. Right, save it for next week. So do not file this book away. Do not assign homework. All right, so depending on the class, depending on the pace, right, keep it, use it for next class. The next topic, we'll revisit this again, right, and so on. Okay, so do not, assign homework, right? So take them through all the questions, 1, 2, right? I think for those who are not familiar with this topic, familiarize yourself with the method first. So you see, it's about reorganizing, right? So that they are able to see, they are able to solve the question, okay, easily. So these are quite interesting questions, something that will benefit from up to PSLE as well, up to primary 5. Okay, right, that's it. Thank you.